Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Agnew Littlefield at Reinhardt Volunteer Park in beautiful Grants Pass, Oregon, as today we get ready to bring you Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score. The Doc Stewarts begin the month of July with an Area 4 League doubleheader as they take on the Grants Pass Nuggets, wrapping up the 4-game series between the Docs and the Nuggets for this season. Docs split at home against Grants Pass earlier in the month of June, and now they look to try and see if they can pull off a couple of road wins here at Volunteer Park. We'll see how things play out after a bit of a rocky, shaky trip down to Medford over the last weekend. The Doc Stewarts will look to try and regroup and put it all together for today's twin bill. Welcome you into the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Give them a call at 673-7122. I'm Joey Kieran. Great to be back with you here today. Got a chance to take a little bit of a break on the schedule, and thanks once again to Knight Uretsky for filling in and handling the play-by-play duties down in Medford. It was a long grind of a weekend for the broadcaster, I know that. I've done that one before. Medford is warm, you're out in the elements, you're out in the sun, and it can be a little bit tough, but I know it's just as much of a grind for the players as well, so I'm hoping that they got a little bit of a nice break yesterday as the team had Monday off and now gets back to action here today after 5 games over they played a doubleheader on that Wednesday and then turned around and went right into that tournament down in Medford. So it was a lengthy stretch of games there for the Docs without any time off and some hot weather, dry conditions. Hopefully things work out well for the Docs here tonight. Hopefully they have been able to put things together. For Grants Pass, they're coming off of playing in that Coach K Classic as well, where they went 3-2. Docs going 1-4. We'll talk more about that weekend adventures for both teams coming up throughout the pregame show here. But big thanks again to Knight Uretsky, and thanks to everybody for tuning in and joining him on the radio broadcast. Do apologize that we just didn't have the video stream. Knight's learning the system, and honestly, if it had been me doing them, I don't know if I would have set up the video stream every day, because playing every game there at Jim McAbee Field, it's a wonderful field. It's not a bad spot to go watch a game. It's not a great spot to try and set up and broadcast a game. So I don't even know if I would have done the video stream every day down there if I had been doing the games instead of Night. So it kind of was what it was. But we're getting back into it here. Do keep getting a little bit of a notification about maybe not the best internet signal for us here in Grants Pass at the moment. For those that might be watching online, hopefully that will continue to stabilize for us here as we get things going on this evening. Well, we got plenty to cover, and we're going to be talking with head coach Eric Savage here in just a moment as we make our way towards today's first pitch of Game 1 of our doubleheader. And a quick reminder that today's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com. You can also find it on our YouTube channel. That's 1490 The Score on YouTube. Follow the action with us there. Hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss our next broadcast of Roseburg Doc Stewart's Baseball on the video stream. Live coverage of the video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Eric Savage here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our feeds with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Roku. There's plenty of it on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Doc Stewart's getting ready to get a doubleheader on the road against the Grants Pass Nuggets underway as we're back into Area 4 league play. Joining us here is head coach Eric Savage. Coach, well, win-loss wise, it wasn't necessarily what you were hoping for there out of Medford, but there's some close games in there. Obviously, there's some areas that stick out as to things that need to continue to improve for you guys. But overall, how do you feel like the team came away from this recent weekend down in Medford?
There was a lot of good pieces for us, and there was some definite positives to take away from the weekend. We've just got to continue to grow as a club and keep getting better offensively and keep doing what we're doing on the mound and kind of go from there. We're excited about tonight. I think we're going to put a good lineup out there, and we got some good arms running on the hill today. So I think overall the trip was great, and it's nice to get back into league play and have these final 3 weeks focus on league play and go get her done. So.
Yeah. You mentioned league play, and I know the record is what it is right now, but 16 games in league play coming up over the next 3 weeks. It's going to be a grind for this team, but to me that just says that everything's in front of you guys to be able to accomplish this season. What's kind of been the conversations around with the guys here at this point in the year?
Well, right now it's just been about growth and getting better at the little things. We haven't even really brought up league play and what it means, and besides the conversation I had with them earlier today, it's the first we've really discussed it besides our Eugene double that we had, and or single, but I think we're in a good spot as a team, and this is kind of a every year deal with the Doc Stewart since it began, is putting all these county guys together and the Roseburg kids and UVC kids all together and getting them to gel and finding our right pieces where to plug kids, and it's been an interesting one so far. I think we do have a really good club with a bunch of really good kids, and it's been a lot easier in years past. It's just we got to go. We can't sit back on our heels anymore. We can't be passive. We gotta put our pedal to the metal and go play and compete with intent and go get wins instead of kind of wait around and let things happen. So.
I know you don't want to put added pressure on it, and I feel like that was kind of a thing that we talked about before I took my little bit of a break there, that you felt like the guys are putting a little too much pressure on themselves at the plate. But as you get into this stretch of the season, these games mean a little bit more being league games in here. How do you kind of express that these are important games and we got to do everything we can to try and come away with wins, but also not try to put that added stress on this team that has maybe been doing that a little bit too much to itself already?
Well, we just stick to what we've been preaching, and it's one pitch at a time. Play the baseball, play 108, and and just let the game take care of itself. If we do the right things, the little things, and it'll take care of itself. So, obviously league games mean a lot more, and we got to do well in league games, or we're just not going to give ourselves an opportunity to make the playoffs. And it's more about intent and mentality versus adding pressure, and that's what we've been trying to focus on, is focus on the mentality that go visualize that success and have some fun with it. So
today you guys get a Grants Pass team you've seen before, 2 at your place. You guys were able to get a split there in that one. Do you feel like what can kind of take from that first doubleheader that you guys had against this Grants Pass team that maybe help you out in at least in the mental side of today's ball game?
Well, we got to keep the ball down. They're a good swinging club. Their first 5 guys are pretty okay, and there's some talent over there. They got a couple college-bound guys, and we can't miss with pitches early on, and we got to be played good defense, and then offensively, we got to move runners and meet the ball or put the ball in play when we have people in scoring position. I was talking about that with one of our commissioners just recently. It's just like we got to get that mindset of not giving in and striking out with guys in scoring position. So we've done it numerous times, put guys in scoring positions. Now we got to capitalize, and I think that's the biggest takeaway is that if we do that today, we gotta capitalize. They're gonna continue to put pressure on us. We gotta hopefully apply more pressure. So,
all right, Coach, appreciate it here. Good luck out there today.
thank you, Joe.
That is head coach Eric Savage joining us here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Well, good to catch up with the coach and find out kind of his thoughts on how things have gone for the Dock Stewarts over the last few days. My last game was last Wednesday when the Dock Stewarts split a home doubleheader against the Grants Pass Nuggets. Last time the two teams met, the Docks lost game 1 2-0 on the mound. Elijah Zauer did a nice job of throwing 3 innings, didn't give up a run on 2 hits. In fact, the Docks managed just 3 hits total in that one. Luke Morgan threw the final 2 innings, did not give up a run or a hit. He struck out 3, walked 1, and hit a batter. He'll be the starting pitcher tonight. Dock Stewarts, unfortunately, were unable to take advantage of a pretty good performance from Ty Hellenthal and Brevin Harrison, who combined to throw all 7 innings, allowed 2 runs early in the first inning, and then it was a shutout from there on. But the Dock Stewarts unable to break through despite having runners in scoring position in the 3rd, 4th, and the 6th inning in that first game of the Twin Bill. Game 2 ended up being a Dock Stewarts victory. Docks would come away with a 7-2 win in Game 2. As they would finish with 8 hits in that game. It was 6 hits on the other side for Grants Pass, but the Nuggets committing a couple of errors. And Drew Camp pitched pretty well, allowed 5 hits. Let's see, he did give up 2 runs on those 5 hits. Colton Sywell came in and closed it in the 7th inning and kept the victory intact. But the Dock Stewarts jumping on top in the bottom of the 2nd and held the lead the rest of the way through in that matchup against Grants Pass. That was back on June 26th. That was right before the Dock Stewarts headed off to the Coach K Classic in Medford, where they ended up going 1-4 in their 5 games there. Now, I know it sounds a little dire there, but a number of those games were by 2 runs or less. In fact, the Docks have gone 6-8 in their last 8 games, or 6 and let me rephrase this here. They've gone 2-6 in their last 8 games. To finish out the month of June. But of those 6 losses, 4 of them were by 2 runs or less. So the Dock Stewarts have been in ball games. They just haven't been able to come through with those clutch hits that provide you the opportunity to get a victory. So the Docks will try to turn things around as they get ready to play here today. We are counting down towards first pitch. We'll have a look at starting lineups coming up for you here in a moment on a beautiful night here in Grants Pass. Looking at plenty of sunshine overhead right now. Blue skies, in fact. It is a breezy day. You might have caught that a little bit during our pregame interview there with Coach Savage. It's breezy. I was watching the ball fly around the yard during pregame batting practice for the Dock Stewarts. The wind has been kind of circling. For much of it, it's been blowing out towards center field and left field. Right now, the American flag is kind of wrapped around the pole, and that indicates that, it's been swirling around. Now it is blowing straight out to center field. 85 degrees right now in Grants Pass. They're getting ready for the heat wave to roll through, much like most of southern Oregon, expecting triple digits starting on Thursday here. We are very thankful that the Dock Stewarts are going to be getting some time off prior to this heat wave rolling through. Docks will be back to action coming up on Monday next week, where they will be on the road at Eugene coming up next week, and hopefully that'll be on the downward trend of this heat wave that's coming through. 85 degrees right now in Grants Pass as we make our way down from a high of 86 with that breeze going on. It's not too bad out there for some baseball. They're putting the finishing touches on the ballpark as the coaches will meet at home plate. We'll get a look at your starting lineups here as we get ready for today's ball game. Let's go ahead and visiting team's starting lineup. That would be your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Docks coming in at 8-12-1 on the year. They are 2-2 in Area 4 league play. Leading things off for head coach Eric Savage in his 2nd year, leading the Dock Stewarts. Paxton Burley level due to an injury to Evan Martin that has him on the shelf at the moment. We're keeping our fingers crossed maybe he gets a chance to work his way back. Paxton Burke will be leading things off. I have been informed that he has had a pretty nice call-up. He has done really well in the lineup for the Doc Stewarts at the plate, so hoping for more of that as we get into league play. Burke leading off, starting at third. Brooks Avery, the shortstop, will bat second, followed by Dainsing at first base, and batting cleanup is Dan Withers. Drew Camp is the DH. He'll bat fifth, followed by Cal Robbins, the catcher, batting sixth. The seven-hitter is center fielder Ty Haynes. Batting eighth and starting at second base is Logan Anderson. And in right field, rounding out the starting nine, it'll be Cole Collins for the Doc Stewarts. The DH being utilized for starting pitcher Jake Johnson. That's a look at the Doc on the other side for the Grants Pass Nuggets. Head coach Kevin Olmstead in his first year leading the team. The Nuggets will have Cole Carnes, the catcher, batting leadoff, followed by the pitcher Luke Morgan batting second. Keller Bloodworth is the third baseman. He will bat in the 3-hole, followed by left fielder Jack Matthew batting cleanup. Wiley Mendez is the second baseman batting fifth, followed by first baseman Dane Kissel batting sixth. At shortstop, Jace Elzy will bat seventh. Hitting eighth and starting in right field, Elijah Zauer. And rounding out the starting nine is center fielder Ty Ireland. Straight nine utilized here in Game 1 of our doubleheader. That is lineups when you are looking to build the best defense for your home this summer. Give Cooper's Pest Control a call to protect your home from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. Getting ready for today's ball game to get underway. Coach is going over the ground rules here at Volunteer Park. It is 327 down the right field side here. And I want to say it's about 321 down the left field side, but the sign on the conditions here in Grants Pass, 380, make that 358 to the right field alley. You're looking at 364. A historic ballpark here that they've had in use for many years, and always a fun place to come and catch a ball game here in Grants Pass. So one of the nice spots to come here in Area 4 league play for the Doc Stewarts, and always enjoy making the trek down here. They actually cleaned up the booth a little bit here. They pulled out some of the stuff that had probably been in here for many decades that had been their storeroom up here. Running, throw down to second base, will bounce in, backed up by the shortstop, Elzy. Stolen base for St. Clair. And Dan Withers at the plate. A 1-0 count as he took that ball low. All right, I think we've got the video stream back up and running for the folks that are tuned in to join us here. It is a 1-0 lead for the Docs, and we'll get you caught up. Apologize that we had our internet crash on us there. Outside for a 2-0 count to Daniel Withers, who stands in at the plate here at Grants Pass. Doc Stewart's leading 1-0 already. 1 out here in the top of the first. Luke Morgan swung on and missed by Withers, chasing the high heat. So it was a leadoff single by Paxton Burke. He hit one to the gap at shortstop. Got on, moved to second on a sac bunt by Brooks Avery as a strike across against Withers. 2-2 count. Avery put Burke into scoring position, and then Dane St. Clair came through with a RBI single, just soft liner over the top of the shortstop, Jace Elzy, to drive in Burke and make it a 1-0 game. 1 out, a man in scoring position. Strike 3 on the breaking ball. Curveball drops in, and Dan Withers goes down looking. Withers was hitting the ball pretty well during BP, but he watches strike 3 go by on a pretty good-looking curveball for Luke Morgan. 2 down. Docs have been trading off lefty, righty, lefty, righty. It'll be back to the lefty. Drew Camp will bat with 2 away and a man at second. Takes outside for a 1-0 count. Hoping that our internet connectivity will look a little bit better for everybody now. Kind of made some changes to how we did it, and I think we are hopefully stabilizing. A 1-0 count. Morgan will look back to second. Diving back in goes St. Clair, but no throw his direction. So Dane came through with the RBI base hit here in the first inning. RBIs are brought to you by Neal Company Real Estate. As a strike across, makes it a 1-1 count for Camp. If you're wishing that your drive home was taken you to a house with more rooms, a bigger yard, a walk-in closet, or a shop, check out Neal Company Real Estate at nealco.com for available listings. Their agents will help you score the home of your dream. Ball fouled away by Camp. I was thinking somebody out there might have been listening to our video stream while they are here at the game, and I realized it's my own cell phone that was playing the audio back to me. Felt like there was an echo out there. 1-2 count right now for Camp with a man at second and 2 away. He'll take high and away. He evens things up. Luke Morgan on the mound, back behind the plate, catching is Cole Carnes. For those on the video stream that are just getting caught up, Luke Morgan pitched 2 shutout innings without giving up a hit against the Docs in relief back on Wednesday last week. Already he has given up 2 hits here in the first inning and 1 run as he misses just outside against Drew Camp. And the count is full with Dane St. Clair out at second base. And that pitch high and away, ball 4. A couple of close ones there from Luke Morgan. We got a nice view behind home here. And, you know, this zone might have been a little tight, but it wasn't necessarily egregious. And drawing the walk with a sharp eye at the plate, Drew Camp gets on at first base. Runners at first and second with 2 down. And up to bat is going to be Cal Robbins. Walks by the opposing pitcher are brought to you by Umpqua Valley Fire Services. Things can get out of control quickly. That's why they provide unmatched fire safety and services with fire extinguisher and fire sprinkler services, plus much more. That's Umpqua Valley Fire Services. Visit uvfs.net for more details. They can help you when things get out of control. Make sure that they don't get there. Strike called against Cal Robbins. He's coming off of his 4-hit performance in the 4-3 loss against Medford. He'll slap one right side, and boy, he's got a hot stick. He will have his 5th hit in 2 games. Throw to the plate. Not in time as Dane St. Clair will slide into the shin guard of the catcher, Cole Carnes, and it is a RBI single for Cal Robbins to drive in another run. Doc Stewart's lead at 2-0. Robbins has now had 5 hits in less than 2 games, and he picks up an RBI there to give the Docs a 2-run advantage here in the first inning. St. Clair running all the way from second, scores. The play at the plate was close, but no real tag by Cole Carnes as St. Clair went sliding into his leg as he was trying to block home. Lefty up to bat again, strike taken. Ty Haynes will stand in. So the Doc Stewarts have actually alternated every other batter. Lefty, righty, lefty, righty. Not many teams get an opportunity to do that at this level. Pitch low and inside, runner going with runners on the corners here, and now it is runners at second and third on a 1-1 count for Ty Haynes. So Drew Camp went first to third on that ball by Robbins to right field, and now with the runners on the corners, Robbins steals second without a throw. Ty Haynes at the plate with a 1-1 count, 2 in scoring position. He'll foul one to the visiting dugout down the third base side. Whew. Well, it doesn't help that we had the technical issues trying to get the video stream up and running there, so now I'm finally catching my breath and feeling like we've got our feet underneath us here. And in the process, the Doc Stewarts have built a 2-0 lead on top of Grants Pass. Breaking ball outside for Morgan, 2-2. The count for Ty Haynes. Appreciate everybody that bared with us for the online video stream. Looking like things are moving better now. 2-2 pitch, fouled away. Haynes does a nice job to stay alive on a ball that rides into the lefty. The big right-hander on the mound, Luke Morgan, firing a ball. Looked like maybe a bit of a slider on that one, cutting in at the belt. Morgan looking for the final out here with 2 in scoring position. The 2-2 pitch is popped up, fouled again. Ty Haynes continues to battle. Well, you got to like what you see out of the Doc Stewarts here to start things off today. After struggling to come up with the hits needed with runners in scoring position, the Docs have been able to do it here this afternoon. Another ball fouled off, and if you caught our pregame interview with head coach Eric Savage, he said we got to do a better job of just putting the ball in play with runners on. and in scoring position. And right now, Ty Haynes is out there putting on an absolute battle against Luke Morgan. He has been fighting off pitches with 2 strikes for some time now. I believe that's at least 3 straight foul balls for the lefty with 2 strikes against him. He's got a 2-2 count. At third base is Drew Camp. Cal Robbins out at second. Carnes, the catcher, sets up outside. Haynes will take outside for a full count. And this is a tough spot. Drew Camp has good speed at third base. If anything gets by, it's a deep backstop here at Agnew Little Field. He could easily score on a pass ball. The 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4, bases loaded. And that strike zone has been tight. Again, wouldn't necessarily say it's egregious. It's just been tight. That ball was not off the outside corner to the lefty by much. Docks with another walk, second walk issued by Luke Morgan, and the 8-hitter to the plate for the Doc Stewarts here in the first inning. A little 2-out rally trying to get going. Cal Robbins had the 2-out single to right field to drive in the second run of the frame. And now it is up to Logan Anderson to try and keep it going. He'll take the first pitch for a strike at the knees, outer half. Here in the top of the first, Doc's leading it 2-0 already. For those that are late joining us, it's already a Doc Stewart's lead. The 0-1 pitch, check swing, and Anderson unable to hold up on a ball that ends up in the dirt. It is actual dirt, actual grass here at Agnew Little Field. Wind blowing out to center field at the moment. Logan Anderson at the plate in the 8th spot in the lineup with the bases loaded and 2 away. The 0-2 pitch popped up right side. Could be trouble in shallow right field. Coming in is Elijah Zauer, and he's able to settle underneath that one for the final out of the top of the first. Doc Stewart's, though, will send 8 hitters to the plate. They get 2 runs in on 3 hits. There were no errors for the Nuggets, and there were 3 men left on base for the Doc Stewarts. They do take a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the first on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewart's. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Neal Company Real Estate, American Family Insurance, Champion Car Wash, Cooper's Pest Control, Mountain Mike's Pizza. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 AM.
Back here at Agnew Little Field, where the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts are leading 2-0. It'll be Colt Carnes, Luke Morgan, and Keller Bloodworth to lead things off for the Grants Pass Nuggets. Well, we are having a technical issue with the video stream once again. Ball 1. All right, back up and running. Sorry again to those that are watching online. We are trying to get everything to work the way it's supposed to. Ground ball, third base side, snagged by Paxton Burke to Anderson to Withers. Double play. Doc Stewart's will get out of things here in the first inning. As they turn around the horn, the call up from the single-A level, Paxton Burke at third initiates the Burke-Anderson-Withers twin killing. And that'll get us through the first inning. Doc Stewart's lead at 2-0. We'll get you all caught up as we go to the second here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Cast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by MSK True Value, D.R. Johnson Lumber, And Umpqua Valley Fire Services.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Hold on to your taste buds because the heat is on. Introducing Mountain Mike's new jalapeno nut nuts. For limited time, they're just $5.99. Order online or on our app for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
All right, folks, we're back here for the second inning. For those online, I know it's been frustrating. It's frustrating here as well. We're working through the issues together. Our live video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe, and I am keeping my fingers crossed that it looks like maybe things are settling in for the long haul for us here. And whatever goodwill you've got there on your side, let's all put our positive thoughts together. Top of the second inning, Docs lead at 2-0. Today's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Docs 2 runs on 3 hits in the first inning. In the bottom of the first, a 1-out single by Luke Morgan got him on base, but then a grounder by Keller Bloodworth was snagged by Paxton Burke at third. He started the double play around the horn, and that got the Docs out of the first inning with a quick 5-4-3 double play. So they lead 2-0 with a little bit of momentum on their side. The 9-hitter Cole Collins will get behind one, launches to center field, but it is going to be playable for Ty Ireland. And there's one away to start things here in the second. Top of the order, Paxton Burke will come up to bat for a second time for the Doc Stewarts. Burke got on with a single to start the game back in the first inning, and he'll look to try and see if he can get a 1-out rally started for the Doc Stewarts here in the top of the second. Burke, the lefty, actually a switch hitter, I should say. Burke can hit right-handed as well, but you usually see him batting left-handed against right-handed pitchers. He fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Docs looking to try and take the lead in the 4-game series against Grants Pass. This is game 3 in that series. There's a pitch outside, 1-1. Docs lost game 1 of a doubleheader at home against the Nuggets. It was the first win of the year for Grants Pass. As a chopper back to the mound, fielded by Morgan, he'll do a long underhand flip to Dane Kissel at first. 2 down. It was the first win of the season for Grants Pass, and the Nuggets have then reeled off a few more wins. In fact, going 3-2 in that Coach K Classic in Medford over the weekend, where the Docs were 1-4. They finished it off with a 10-1 win over a good Fairfield team in that tournament. So a strong showing there, and it appears as if the Nuggets may be building a little momentum on their season. Breaking ball, sat on it, but a little bit too much there for Brooks Avery. Fouls off the first pitch down the right field side. Wind blowing out to dead center field at the moment as another ball fouled off over the right side for Avery. 0-2 count. Luke Morgan trying to settle in after giving up 3 hits in that first inning and giving up the lead. 0-2 pitch for Morgan. Foul tipped by by Avery, and it stays an 0-2 count. Well, I think at this point, obviously a 2-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts. They want to add to it, but more importantly, I think you want to see the team continue to just try to build off of what they've already established here in the early going of this game and keep the pedal to the metal. It's a team that just really can't rest on its laurels. As the ball slapped right side, a line drive right to Dane Kissel at first, who snags it out of the air for the final out of the visiting half of the second inning. That will be a 1-2-3 frame for Luke Morgan and the Nuggets defensively. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Still 2-0 Docs in front. Go to the bottom of the second inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. For one low price, you can choose from a variety of signature and specialty hot and delicious pizzas. Then build your own salad your way with a wide selection of fresh vegetables, toppings, and dressings with as little or as much as you want. Mountain Mike's Weekday Lunch Buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Fisher's Hearth and Home, Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair, Roseburg Disposal, Southern Septic, Evergreen Family Medicine. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Docs Baseball here on the Score, sponsored by Dr. Lanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call him at 541-378-6694. Bottom of the second inning, Jack Matthew will lead things off. On deck is Wiley Mendez, the on-deck hitter. Is sponsored by Evergreen Family Medicine. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine, serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland. Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. They're dedicated to providing exceptional care for the unspoken needs of many of our community's most vulnerable. You can always expect more from Evergreen. First pitch from Jake Johnson to Jack Matthew is in for a strike. Jake will miss low and outside, a 1-1 count. 3 up and 3 down in the first inning for Grants Pass. Matthew batting in the 4 spot. Takes high and away. We saw a tight strike zone in the first inning for Luke Morgan. Got to expect a similar situation for Jake Johnson here, so looking for him to attack the zone. 2-1 pitch, just a bit elevated, and the count goes to 3-1. So Matthew will stand back in. Hitters count ahead 3-1. Jake out of his windup. Hits the outside corner. Nice pitch. A get-over pitch with that curveball from Jake. Man, that is just able to throw that pitch in that situation. Is 3-2. Another breaking ball. Strike 3. Got him on the inside corner. Down looking. It goes Matthew. Might have been looking to try and find his way on base with a walk. Instead, he'll go down with the strikeout. First in the game for Jake. And all strikeouts by Doc's pitchers are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Don't swing and miss with dinner tonight. Stop by Mountain Mike's at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Strike 1 on the pitch to Wiley Mendez, the second baseman. Batting 5th in the lineup. 0-1 pitch, line left side over Paxton Burke at third base. Dane St. Clair will make the long run to get that ball, which just died in the outfield grass. A one-out single again for Grants Pass. That's what happened in the first inning. A one-out single for Luke Morgan got him on, but then a double play finished off the inning for the Docs defensively. See if they can continue that here with Dane Kissel at the plate. High and away, ball 1 for Kissel. Dane Kissel, out of North Valley High School, class of 2025, was a second-team All-League utility player for the Knights this year. A 1-0 pitch popped up, foul territory. Paxton Burke chasing in front of his own dugout. He'll run out of space. That ball just over the fence and beyond the netting down the third base side. Doc Stewart's in that third base dugout. Most everybody up at the fence in front of the dugout to watch the game from there. Nice vantage point. So that foul ball makes it a 1-1 count here for Kissel. At first base, Mendez. Decent lead with Withers holding him on. Pitch is high. As I was watching Mendez on that last delivery, he took an extra little hop as the pitch went to the plate, trying to see if he could distract Jake Johnson. He'll have a sizable lead over there. Not too big, not too small. Ground ball towards third. Could be a chance at 2 again. Bobbled by Burke. They get 1, and the throw to first will not make it there. In and out of the hands for Anderson. Bobbled by Burke at third. He knocked it down, stayed with it, gets the lead runner. 2 down.
Number 3, Jace Elsie.
Almost a repeat of the first inning for Grants Pass. A 1-out single and then almost a double play started at third base. Couldn't quite pull it off, so a fielder's choice for Kissel to get on. And now Jace Elsie up to bat, the shortstop, slapping at the first pitch, sends it up and out of play. Doc Stewart's defensively didn't get a chance to run through that in the first inning. Behind the plate, Cal Robbins catching for the Docs. Daniel Withers at first. Logan Anderson at second. On the left side of the infield, Paxton Burke at third and Brooks Avery at short. As out at first base, Kissel looking to draw the attention possibly of Jake Johnson, and he got exactly that. Jake steps off and looks back the runner. 0-1 count for Jace Elsie with the man at first and 2 away. Hitting the outside corner, strike 2 called. In the outfield from left to right, Dane St. Clair, Ty Haynes, and Cole Collins, your defense for the Doc Stewarts. That's your starting lineup, brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. It's an 0-2 pitch for Elsie. Hit towards short, caught on the line drive to Brooks Avery, and that'll finish it off. Cooper's Pest Control, when you're looking to build the best defense for your home this summer, give them a call. They'll help protect you from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. 2-0, Doc Stewart's in front, heading to the third inning here in Game 1 of a doubleheader from Grants Pass on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Barnes Heating and Cooling, Cascade Community Credit Union, DC Farmers Co-op, Dr. Alanson Randall, Travel Leaders Flyaway Travel. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Back here at Agnew Little Field in Grants Pass, Area 4 league play. Docs and Nuggets squaring off. Docs trying to move above 500 in league play with a win in Game 1. Dane St. Clair, Dan Withers, and Drew Camp will be up to bat for the Doc Stewarts as we get to the heart of the lineup for the Doc Stewarts, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Dane St. Clair will show a bunt, offers for strike 1. American Family Insurance is at the heart of it all when life hands you a tough road or you just want to be prepared. Turn to Lynette McAllister for all of your insurance needs. 0-1 pitch from Luke Morgan, misses low to the lefty, 1-1 count. Crowd continues to filter in here at Agnew Little Field in Grants Pass. Breezy night. Lights have not yet come on. Wind is blowing out to dead center field at the moment. Got around on the pitch, fouled it off at home for St. Clair. All ball and 2 strikes. Dane right now is 1 for 1 in the game. He's got an RBI single back in the first inning. Also scored a run and stole a base. So productive day at the plate so far for the Doc Stewart's left fielder. 1-2 count. Taking high. Little chin music there from Luke Morgan, the righty. Luke Morgan out of Grants Pass High School, graduating this spring, class of 2024. Strike 3 on the outside corner, and that strike zone has grown just a little bit. There is the second strikeout in the game for Luke Morgan. And they have both been backwards Ks. The first one was Dan Withers, who will stand in. Breaking ball in for a strike to Withers. Start off his second at-bat of the game, 0 for 1. See if Withers can put the bat on the ball. He was really driving it in BP. Takes high and inside. And conditions are favorable with for the ball to fly around the yard a little bit here today. We'll see if the Docs can take advantage. The 1-1 swung on and miss. A sweeping breaking ball that tails away from Withers. Can't find it outside. So far, neither team has been lifting the ball too much. So 1-2 pitch, breaking ball again, strike 3, and Morgan has really settled in. He's now retired 6 consecutive, back-to-back strikeouts for him. And Dan Withers down with back-to-back strikeouts in his at-bats on the day. 2 down, nobody on base, and Drew Camp will bat. He drew a walk in the first inning, one of 2 walks that Morgan issued, and he has not allowed one since. He fires a first pitch strike, and he is looking to try and strike out the side here. He is absolutely peppering the strike zone. Swing and a miss by Camp. 0-2. Well, looking to try and make quick work here in the top of the third. Luke Morgan kicks and fires, and he misses high and away. Docs 8 and 9 hitters. Logan Anderson and Cole Collins both flew out, center field and right field. Those are the only fly ball outs in the game so far. The 1-2 pitch, Camp takes outside. Morgan wanted it on the mound, doesn't get the call. He was ready to get his K-strut back to the dugout. He'll have to throw one more. Nobody on with 2 away. He'll kick back and fire. Missing inside to the lefty. Count goes full. A full count pitch. Grounder right side. Playable for the second baseman. A bounding ball to Wiley Mendez for the final out. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Doc Stewarts at the plate. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. Still, Docs with 2 runs in the first inning have the advantage. We go to the bottom of the third here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your 4-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
It's time to get your game on with Mountain Mike's oven roasted chicken wings. They're meaty, juicy, in 4 bold sauces ready to tempt your taste buds. And they're hand sauced and tossed for every order. It's game on with Mountain Mike's Pizza oven roasted chicken wings. Get your wings today. Order online or on our app for carryout or delivery.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. Doc Stewart's baseball brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Wearing their navy blue tops with red sleeves, red numbers on the back, outlined in white. White trousers for the Nuggets. They will be up to bat, trailing 2-0 against Jake Johnson. Jake misses high on the first pitch to the 8-hitter Elijah Zauer as we start the bottom of the third. 1-0 pitch, in for a strike, 1-1. Elijah Zauer starting in right field. 1-1 pitch, grounder right side, charging in. Logan Anderson with the quick hands will make the play as that ball hit the dirt and stayed low. Obviously the natural surface here rather than the turf at Champion Car Wash Field plays a little differently. But Logan with some quick hands makes the play and retires Zauer to start things here in the bottom of the third. A 9-hitter Ty Ireland will stand in. Nobody on base. Takes outside for ball 1. One-0 count. Ooh, nice breaking ball. It hits the top of the zone for Johnson. Inside, started up kind of around chin level, dropped in at the top of the zone. Jake will fire in a fastball, gets fouled back to the netting for strike 2 against Ireland. A ball and 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on. Ball popped up right side. Cole Collins coming in will call off Logan Anderson. Makes the catch as he travels through some shadows provided by the lights as the sun starts to set. If you were down on the field, if you were looking to first base from left field, you'd be looking towards the sun. 2 down. So the shadows are casting out from the right field and first base side out across the field here at Agnew Little. Top of the order, first pitch, high and away, ball 1 to Cole Carnes. It's kind of weird doing the lineups here today as Carnes swings through a breaking ball. Cole Carnes wears number 9. So does Cole Collins for the Doc Stewarts. So 2 Coles on either side wearing the same number. So 1-1 pitch from Jake Johnson is high. I was typing in the starting lineups into the graphic package for the video stream, and top half of the order was playing the same positions as the Docs were when the last time I filled in a Docs lineup on that graphic too. So it's just some weird similarities going on throughout everything. It's kind of, threw me off a little bit. 2-strike pitch, high and away. And the count goes full. The center field scoreboard, a little tough to read with the sun right now. Once the sun starts going down, I'm sure it'll be easier to read as we hit the twilight hours. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Jake wanted strike 3, doesn't get it, issues his first walk of the ball game. 1 on with 2 down, and Luke Morgan will bat. Facing the top half of this lineup for a second time. Jake was really hoping to be able to get through it without having to face any more. So a 2-out walk. Luke Morgan, the pitcher, looking to help his own cause. Fouls off the first pitch back to the parking lot back behind us. Starts off with the strike. Morgan 1 for 1 in the game with a single. He'll have another one. Foul ball. Woo-hoo-hoo. That ball was right on the line, and that actually might be a little bit of the ball finally bouncing Roseburg's way, as that'll be strike 2 against Morgan. Doc Stewart's lost on a controversial foul ball, fair ball call down the right field line against Medford on Sunday in their final game in that Coach K Classic. Everybody for the Docs thought it was a foul ball, but the home plate umpire signaled fair, and that allowed the game-winning run to score in the bottom of the 8th. Docs get a break there as that ball called foul down the left field line. It looked like it was right on top of the chalk. Very, very close. Pitch breaks outside, a 1-2 count for Morgan. Honestly, tough to tell from all the way up here, and I know the video stream is not going to necessarily help you out too much on trying to get a good read on that one. A 1-2 count, grounded towards Paxton Burke. He'll send it to Anderson at second, who stretches out for the putout, and that'll finish off the frame. Doc Stewarts will get through the third inning with their lead intact. 4 Grants Pass, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We're through 3 as we go to the top of the 4th. It's 2-0, Docs in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Top of the 4th, taking a look at your D.R. Johnson Lumber Company scoreboard update. For the Doc Stewarts, 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors in this one. They've left 3 men on base for Grants Pass. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. Go to the top of the 3rd. It'll be Cal Robbins, Ty Haynes, and Logan Anderson coming up for the Docs. Facing off against Luke Morgan, who has settled in nicely after a tough start to the first inning. Cal Robbins will bat. Robbins 1 for 1 in the game with an RBI single back in the first inning, giving the Docs a 2-0 lead. Robbins will take ball 1 to start off. He has been swinging a very hot bat. Cal 4 hits in the loss to Medford in that 8-inning affair on Sunday. Starts off with a hit here, so that is 5 hits in a short period of time. He's got the 1-0 count. Morgan's pitch popped up and back out of play for strike 1. Well, it's kind of a repeat of what we saw in Game 1 in the doubleheader up in Roseburg last Wednesday. Ball off the hands, out of the reach of the first baseman. Kissel was chasing that one in foul territory, just out of his reach. It stays a 0-2 count here, or excuse me, it'll go to a 1-2 count for Cal Robbins. Scoreboard's reading 2-2. Maybe I missed a pitch. Ooh, breaking ball misses inside. Not off by much. Nice pitch there by Morgan. Bounce in the dirt. That was a full count pitch that misses for ball 4, and Robbins has himself a leadoff walk. He has been a tough out lately. 3rd walk issued by Luke Morgan. Well, the Nuggets got a 2-0 lead in the first inning in the Game 1 of that doubleheader back in Roseburg on Wednesday last week, and that was the final score, 2-0. It was all zeros for both sides from there. Kind of feels like a repeat so far in this matchup as Robbins slides back in at first base after a pickoff throw. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company is a progressive family-owned company proudly supporting our local youth. As a bunt put down, throw to first base, goes wide of the bag. On safely will be Ty Haynes. Robbins all the way up to third as they will collect the baseball, throw it to the plate. In at second base will go Haynes, and the Doc Stewarts, a sac bunt, forces the issue, and it works in their favor. Looking to add to their 2-0 advantage. Ty Haynes will get on and moves all the way to second. That'll be an error on the pitcher, Luke Morgan. Cal Robbins ends up at third. Haynes at second. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth. And up to bat is going to be Logan Anderson. Flew out to right field. His first time up. Anderson, first pitch, breaking ball slices the curveball, cuts in for a strike. Anderson, fly ball out to right field, might just do the trick again to add another run for the Doc Stewarts. Swings through. 0-2 count, another breaking ball that Anderson unable to catch up with. They'll play in at the corners with runners at second and third and nobody out, but they're playing up the middle, playing back. 0-2 pitch, slice right side, that'll drop in, base hit. Logan Anderson drives in one. They'll hold Haynes at third, and the Doc Stewarts build a 3-0 lead on Logan Anderson's first hit of the game. And the Doc Stewarts will have men on the corners with nobody out, and now lead 3-0. Robbins comes in to score. Haynes to third. Anderson picks up the RBI. That'll be the fourth hit in the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts. Throw to first base, back in. Kicking up a cloud of dust is Logan Anderson. Cole Collins flew out to deep center field his first time. That would be good enough to drive home a run, you would think. With Ty Haynes, good speed at third. First pitch. The curveball's been working real well for Luke Morgan here, and he's got himself a strike one. Continue to tell you about D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. You can come on out and watch the Doc swing some lumber. That's D.R. Johnson Lumber, making lumber since 1951. 0-1 pitch, runner going, the ball in the dirt. It got away from the catcher. Into second base safely goes Anderson. Carnes behind the plate trying to corral in that breaking ball in the dirt. Kept it in front of him, but just couldn't field it cleanly. No chance to try and throw to second base as Anderson steals. Swinging through that was Collins to protect the runner. The 0-2 pitch, he'll swing through another one for strike three. He'll run down to first. Throw down there will get the out, and the runners all have to hold. That's just the first out here in the fourth inning. Fourth strikeout for Luke Morgan. Top of the order up for the Doc Stewarts. Top of the order has been a tough out as well. Especially the lefties here at the top of the order. Both Dane St. Clair and Paxton Burke with hits. Burke at the plate right now. The switch hitter takes inside for ball one from the righty to the lefty. 3-0 lead. Doc Stewart's in front here. We're in the top of the fourth inning in Grants Pass. Game one of a league doubleheader. Get a chance to pause for a legal ID here in just a moment, so stay tuned for that. I know everybody's looking forward to the legal ID. I just wanted to make sure that Grady back in the studio is ready to go when I call for that here in a moment. In for a strike, and it is a 1-1 count for Paxton Burke. Burke with a single. Found the 5-6 hole on the left side of the infield to start out the ball game. Had the first hit of the game, brought to you by MSK True Value. Making sure your summer projects are a hit with the MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Ball fouled off by Burke. He'll have a 1-2 count with one away and runners at second and third. trying to put the ball in play to see if he can find a way to keep adding to this lead. Doc Stewart's up 3-0. And as I was talking about earlier, this team just wants to see runs coming across, build that momentum, and Burke will fight off a pitch. It was an outside pitch, and the lefty was falling away from the plate. So he didn't get a good swing on it, but he was able to stretch the arms out there enough to be able to get a piece of that baseball. Good discipline there, good hand-eye coordination to make contact. 2-strike pitch again, and count evens up 2-2. That was a tough take there by Burke, but he lets it go by, and it works to his advantage. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 on and 1 away. First base unoccupied. Luke Morgan kicks and fires. Breaking ball outside. And it's a 3-2 count to the leadoff man in the lineup for Coach Savage and the Doc Stewarts. Doc's right now sitting in the middle of the pack in area 4, trying to move up, and there's a walk issued, bases loaded with 1 away. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc's Baseball on The Score. It's a 3-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts in the top of the 4th inning. And the Doc Stewarts are looking to try and add to it with the bases loaded and just 1 out. And Brooks Avery coming up the bat, dangerous guy to have at the plate if you are a Grants Pass fan. They have a brief meeting out on the mound to talk things over here, talk a little strategy with just 1 out. The Docs with options here, and Coach Savage meeting with Avery to talk over what they want to do. Brooks with great speed could try to lay down a bunt to see if that moves the action a little bit. He's got a good pop in his bat. If he can make some contact, could find a way to try and drive in a run that way. Last time up, Brooks lined out to the first baseman. He also has a sac bunt to his credit here today. That came back in the first inning. Brooks Avery at the plate. Doesn't show a bunt. He'll take a strike on the inside corner to start off the at-bat. Good pitch there by Morgan. Tough one to do much with, as Avery checks with the home plate umpire to kind of find out where that pitch came across in the strike zone. 0-1 delivery for Morgan. A big moment here, and that pitch will hit Brooks Avery on the inside. His shoulder, front shoulder there. Brooks hugging that inside corner of the plate. And on the mound, Luke Morgan was looking to establish that inside corner. He got the first pitch for a strike. The breaking ball on the second pitch just didn't move enough. And Avery will pick up an RBI with a bases loaded hit by pitch. Brings in another run for the Doc Stewarts. Ty Haynes scores. Everybody else moves up 90 feet. Bases remain loaded with just 1 out. It's 4-0. Doc's in front. Dane St. Clair will take a strike. St. Clair 1 for 2 in the game. Struck out looking his last time up. No activity currently for Grants Pass as you check their bullpen. Swing and a miss on the outside corner. St. Clair down 0-2. Haynes came in to score. Logan Anderson at third now. Paxton Burke at second. Brooks Avery at first. Some good speed out there on the bases. Grounder right side. It will go to second. The out at first is all they will get. It'll be an RBI ground out for Dane St. Clair, who picks up another RBI for the Doc Stewarts. 4-3 the put out. Docs now lead at 5-0. 2 down. Anderson comes in to score. Burke at third. Avery at second. Daniel Withers up to bat. Looking to snap a streak, and he will do so as he hits 1-2 left field. That drives in 1. Here comes Avery looking to make it 2, and it's an RBI, 2 RBI single for Daniel Withers. He had struck out twice against Luke Morgan, and this time he comes through driving in 2. Daniel Withers, he was hitting the ball really well in the pregame BP, and he comes through with a big 2-run single with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. First pitch inside, ball 1 against Drew Camp, who is the 9th hitter to the plate here in the 4th inning for the Docs, who lead it now 5-0. Camp will ground one up the middle, backhanded at second, throw to first base by Mendez. Nice play. He will retire Camp, and the Docs will send 9 to the plate. And I said they lead 5-0. Let's make that 7-0. Doc Stewart's in front as they put 5 runs on the board here in the 4th inning. 5 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error for the Nuggets, and the Doc Stewarts will leave 1 man on base. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Doc Stewart's in control here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this. Bottom of the 4th inning, Jake Johnson with a comfortable lead to work with after a 5-run top of the 4th inning. Doc Stewart's in front 7-0, and Jake will fire in a breaking ball for a strike against Keller Bloodworth, who grounded into a 5-4-3 double play to end things in the 1st inning. Pops one up foul. Daniel Withers chasing, won't get there. That ball out of play. That'll be strike 2, I do believe, as we welcome you back here. Yeah, 0-2 count for Keller Bloodworth. High and away. There is some activity going in the bullpen right now for Grants Pass. Got a righty over there working. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3, froze him on the outside corner. It's another Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout for Jake Johnson, his 2nd in the ballgame. They've both been backwards Ks. Bloodworth goes down as the first out here in the bottom of the 4th. Don't swing and miss with dinner tonight. Stop by the Mountain Mike's at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. First pitch outside. Jack Matthew up to bat. He struck out looking in the first strikeout victim for Jake. Doc Stewart's leading 7-0. A little comfortable there. That's nice to see, but obviously I think the message from Coach Savage is going to be don't let up. Got to keep getting that killer instinct going for this team, which has gone through some droughts of being able to find any runs, produce any runs. And so don't want to see the team let up. If they could just catch fire at this point in the season, they can put themselves in a really good position. 2-1 count to Matthew. He takes a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Jack Matthew, 2nd-team All-State first baseman, 1st-team All-Leaguer at Hidden Valley. Also a first-team All-League pitcher and first baseman. 2-time first-team All-Leaguer in the same season. So he had quite the year there at Hidden Valley. Be a senior coming up next year for the Mustangs. Outside, he'll take the pitch for a walk, a full count. Low and outside. And that'll just be the 2nd walk issued by Jake. That'll bring up Wiley Mendez. He had a single back in the 2nd inning. One of just 2 hits in this game for Grants Pass so far. Bats with a man on at first. Hits one towards center field. Well struck, and it'll land in front of Ty Haynes. And Wiley Mendez in the 5 spot has been feeling it. He sends one out to center field. And you've got runners at first and second with one out. Third hit in the game for the Nuggets. Runners at first and second. Their best opportunity to try and do anything in this game. They got a 1-out single back in the first, but a double play cleared off the bases and finished the inning. Had a 1-out single in the second, but the Docs were able to not allow a runner to second base. They were able to. They kept getting the lead runner with a man on at first. So the Doc Stewarts have done a nice job defensively behind Jake Johnson so far. With runners at first and second and just one away, he's looking for some help again here. Misses inside and high, 1-0 count. Against Dane Kissel, who had a fielder's choice in the second. Fouls off the pitch, 1-1. Doc Stewarts, this is the start of a busy 3 weeks in July leading up to the postseason. Doc Stewarts will have 16 league games in about a 21-day span, and they've got a few non-leaguers in there as well. As a breaking ball swung on and missed. Jake Johnson's breaking ball, always a good pitch. A lot of movement on that one. 1-2 count. Runners at first and second, one away. Jake looking for a ground ball here. 1-2 pitch. That's popped up right side. Going to carry out to Cole Collins. Setting up to make the catch. He will. The runner is just standing at second base. No attempt at all out of Jack Matthew at second to try and even look as if he might try to take off for third. Probably makes the right decision to not go. But you would have thought he would have at least given a look or tried to time it up. But he was just standing at second base as the throw comes back in from Collins in right field. 2 away. Jace Elzy lined out to short. He's 0 for 1 in the game. He bats with 2 on and 2 down. Swing and a miss at a sweeping breaking ball. This is the 5th batter coming up for Grants Pass here in the 4th inning. That makes it the longest half inning of the game for the Nuggets. Jake Johnson out of his stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Got it in on the hands. It's belted to center field. Going to carry enough for Ty Haynes. And that will finish off the 4th inning. Another scoreless frame for the Nuggets. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. And it is 7-0. Docs in front going to the top of the 5th here on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Neal Company Real Estate, American Family Insurance, Champion Car Wash, Cooper's Pest Control, Mountain Mike's Pizza. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
This broadcast of Doc Stewart's Baseball is brought to you by Flyaway Travel. You can contact their travel experts to make sure that you have an agent in your corner. That's Flyaway Travel, 541-672-5701. Joey Kieran back with you here. Again, a big thanks to Knight Uretsky, who is going to be joining our team here at the Score, providing the play-by-play coverage from Medford during the Coach K Classic down there. Not sure the next time you'll hear Knight. He is, if you would like to catch more of him, he is the voice of the Springfield Drifters. You can go to their website, just Google Springfield Drifters. You'll find him easily enough out of the West Coast League. You can probably find some of his coverage there and find when they will have their next broadcast of those going on there in Springfield. They're at Hamlin Sports Complex. But he's wrapping up his summer there with the Drifters, and then he'll be joining us down here probably full-time in August and get him on with us for the football season. Looking forward to having him joining us here at the Score. Live video coverage of our games here today brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Doc Stewart's leading this one 7-0 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Jake Johnson spinning to Jim right now. Doc's offense giving him plenty of support. Leading things off is Cal Robbins, looking to stay hot as he fouls off the first pitch. Robbins 1 for 1 in this game with a walk, a single, a run scored, and an RBI. Continues to be a busy guy at the plate. On the mound, I think we do have a new pitcher. Yes, we do. Inside, 1-1 count. So new man on the mound. Let's find out more about who that is. It's Ty Ireland. The center fielder has taken over pitching for Grants Pass. He'll miss high. 2-1 count against Robbins as the wind is just absolutely whipping out to center field right now. 2 balls, 1 strike for Cal Robbins. Gets behind one but fouls it off for strike 2. So Ty Ireland takes over for Luke Morgan, who pitches 4 innings for the Nuggets. 2-2 pitch. That ball, another base hit. The guy is an absolute machine right now. Cal Robbins with a single up the middle to get things started here in the 5th.
Center fielder, number 28.
Robbins has just been lights out at the plate. That is now 6 hits in 2 games. And I apologize, I wanted to show a replay of Cal's hit, but we get a replay of the 2-run single by Dan Withers instead that came back in the 4th inning. Forgot to select the right clip there. First pitch, it's showing a bunt. It's taken for ball 1 by the lefty Ty Haynes. Haynes is 0 for 1 in the game, reached on a error, pops one up left side. Could be playable out there for Jack Matthew. Just at the foul line, he makes the catch. One away for the Doc Stewarts as Haynes will fly out. Back to first base goes Robbins.
Second baseman, number 4.
Brings up Logan Anderson. He had an RBI single back in the 4th inning. That came with nobody out and 2 runners on. He just plopped one out into right field for a base hit. His first hit of the game is a throw to first base, gets away. Robbins will head to second base. They're going to hold him there all the way into the bullpen, which is in play. It's just in foul territory down both sides of the field here at Agnew Little Field at Reinert Volunteer Park. Those bullpens are in play, and they're just out in the open. That ball rolling all the way over there to the bullpen. So an error on the pitcher, second error in the game for the Nuggets. A pitch outside to Logan Anderson. He's got a 1-0 count. Cal Robbins out at second base now. The pitch hits the outside corner for Ireland, 1-1 count. So Luke Morgan goes 4 innings, gave up 7 runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, 1 hit batter, and 4 strikeouts. 1-1 to Anderson is low. Now, those are not all earned runs, although it was an error on the pitcher that allowed a base runner to get on. The 2-1 delivery for Logan, high, 3-1 count. I'd probably say it might be just 3 or 4 earned runs on the day for Luke Morgan. 3-1 pitch. Ireland gets a swing and a miss. Actually foul tipped into the glove for strike 2 against Logan Anderson. Try to find out the defensive changes as Ireland is no longer in center field. Full count pitch. Misses for ball 4. Up to first base will go Logan Anderson. Sprints down that way on the ball in the dirt. First walk allowed by Ireland. Runners at first and second. Cole Collins, the night hitter, will come up to bat. Cole Collins will be our interview guest in the pregame before game number 2, so stay tuned for that. Get to learn a little bit more about Cole Collins, who spent this last school year out at Eastern Oregon University, out of Oakland High School. He squares to bunt, offers at a pitch up in the zone for strike 1. So stick around in between games. You'll get a chance to hear from Cole Collins, and we will be updating the website tomorrow with those interviews that we've done so far that need to get put up online at 541radio.com. 1-0 pitch, grounder towards short. Cal Robbins muscling his way to third. It might have been a bit of a distraction for the shortstop. The ball knocked down, but no play made. And Jace Elzy will have an error at short. The bases are loaded. He had Cal Robbins running in front of him, and I'm not sure if Cal maybe threw off the timing for the shortstop. But Robbins did kind of hesitate, stutter step right in front as that ground ball was going in by him. And Elzy bobbled it, couldn't make a play on it. Third error in the game for the Nuggets. Second here in the 5th inning. Bases loaded with just 1 out. The pitch is high for ball 1 to Paxton Burke, who's been on base twice. Last time he drew a walk and eventually would come around to score. A 1-0 delivery from Ireland misses inside, 2-0 count. The Docs leading 7-0 here, top of the 5th inning. If they could put a crooked number up on the board, they might be able to end this game 1 a little early. Pitch is high, 3-0 count. Now I say early, but I don't think we're necessarily moving ahead too much of a pace. So Ireland will take a moment to walk behind the mound and regroup on a 3-0 count. He's got to find the strike zone here. Bases loaded, nowhere to put Paxton Burke. The 3-0 pitch misses, ball 4. Docs take an 8-0 lead on a bases loaded walk, and here comes a visit out to the mound. Burke will pick up his first RBI on the day, second walk for him. 6th walk in the game for the Grants Pass pitching staff. Cal Robbins comes in to score, trots home. Logan Anderson to third, Cole Collins to second. And Paxton Burke at first with Brooks Avery coming up to bat. Let's see here, there are no numbers on the front of the jerseys for Grants Pass, so looks like Bloodworth still at third. You still got Elzy at short. Dane Kissel has moved to second base, it looks like. And Luke Morgan has gone to first.
Shortstop, number 5, Brooks Avery.
So those are some of your defensive changes. I'm wondering if Mendez has gone to center field. I kind of believe he has. Brings up Brooks Avery to bat with the bases loaded, just 1 out, already 1 run in. Docs in front, 8-0. First pitch swinging away. Brooks Avery fouls it on top of the metal roof above us here at Agnew Little Field. Brooks hit by a pitch with the bases loaded back in the 4th inning. The 0-1 pitch, high and away. At third base is Logan Anderson. With 1 out, a sac fly could help bring in at least 1 more run for the Doc Stewarts here in the 5th. Wind blowing out to center field still. High and away, 2-1 count. I mean, if you can elevate the ball with a little bit of power, today is your kind of day. The wind is definitely going to aid the hitter. Doc's power guys, though, haven't been able to lift one out in the air so far, but they've been doing a good job of putting the ball in play. Line drives to keep the ball moving, keep the runners moving. It's a pitch high, 3-1 count, and it is a struggle on the mound right now for Ty Ireland. Got a ball out of the bullpen, going to be tracked down by the Grants Pass dugout. They've got a right-hander out there throwing. 3-1 pitch right now for Brooks Avery as Ty Ireland trying to stay in this one. He will walk another run in. And Ty Ireland has his glove hanging out of his mouth as he grabs the leather, frustrated with himself as he gives up another run with a bases-loaded walk. That's 3 walks for him, and that is going to do it. He's going to come out of this game with a second visit to the mound after a bases-loaded walk. Logan Anderson scores, Cole Collins to third, Paxton Burke to second, Brooks Avery at first, and we get a pitching change, our second in the game for Grants Pass. They will go to the bullpen for their third pitching change of the game, or their third pitcher of the game, I should say. We'll get you all the details. Doc Stewart's leading this one now 9-0 in the top of the 5th inning, just 1 out. We'll be back after this on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Cast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by MSK True Value, DR Johnson Lumber, and Umpqua Valley Fire Services.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Hold on to your taste buds because the heat is on. Introducing Mountain Mike's new jalapeno nut nuts. For limited time, they're just $5.99. Order online or on our app for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
It'll be Jordan Nodine to take over on the mound for the Grants Pass Nuggets as we welcome you back here to Agnew Little Field in Grants Pass, Oregon. An Area 4 doubleheader happening between the Nuggets and the Doc Stewarts. Ty Ireland pitches just 1/3 of an inning. Only gave up 1 hit, but he walks 3. An error in there, actually 2 errors, did not help his cause. No strikeouts. Right now he's credited with 2 walks, but he leaves the bases loaded. And Nodine will take over facing the heart of the order for the Doc Stewarts. It is Dane St. Clair to bat. He'll take low for ball 1 as Jordan Nodine from North Medford High School, graduated in 2023. He will be out there to try and see if he can limit the damage here. Bases loaded, just 1 away. Dane St. Clair lofts one high in the air out towards right center. That ball's going to carry. It's going to hit the warning track and bounce over for a 2-run ground rule double. What a ball by Dane St. Clair, and the Doc Stewarts lead it 11-0. Dane St. Clair with a blast. The Doc Stewart's able to get one in the air to those wind tunnels out there. And a ground rule double that bounces off the warning track and over that right center field fence. And 2 runs will come in for the Doc Stewarts. They lead it now 11-0. First pitch is going to miss for ball 1 against Daniel Withers. Still just 1 out. Docs with runners at second and third. Withers will take inside from Nodine. So that drove in Cole Collins from third, and in from second base was Paxton Burke, Brooks Avery goes first to third on the ground rule double. Strike taken by Withers, 2-1 count. Dane St. Clair now with 4 RBI in this one. RBI single in the first, an RBI ground out in the fourth, and now a 2-run double here in the fifth. 3-1 count for Withers as he takes inside. 4 runs in here in the fifth inning. It's 11-0. Docs in front. Pitch bounces outside, and the bases are loaded once again. Another walk issued for the Doc Stewarts. Withers on base for a second time in the ball game. He's now 1 for 3. Ninth hitter to the plate, second consecutive inning where the Doc Stewarts will send 9 hitters to the plate. Drew Camp will bat. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts to second. Bats with 1 out and the bases loaded. Jordan Nodine on the mound. Misses inside. The ball gets by. Coming in to score will be Avery. Everybody else moving up 90 feet behind him. It's 12-0. Doc Stewart's in front. So a wild pitch will score Avery. St. Clair to third, and Withers goes to second. 1-0 count. Camp takes low. So that will close the book on Ty Ireland, who gives up 5 runs. Faced 6 batters, gives up 5 runs. Camp will take a strike on the outside corner on the 2-0 offering. So Ireland goes 1/3 of an inning, gave up 5 runs on 1 hit, 3 walks, no strikeouts. Swing and a miss out of Camp for strike 2. There's 2 errors here in this 5th inning as well for Grants Pass. They've got 3 total in the ball game. Nodine with 2 strikes, misses inside. Count goes full. Already 4 walks here in this 5th inning issued by the Nuggets. The full count pitch to Camp is ball 4. The base is loaded again. And that is now 5 walks issued, and Nodine has come in. He's given up a ground rule double and back-to-back walks. And another visit out to the mound for Coach Kevin Olmstead in his first year leading this Nuggets program. And it looks like we've got another call to the pen coming up. So another pitching change. Nodine will exit. He will not get credit for an out in this one, so no innings worked officially. Gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Right now he hasn't given up a run, but he leaves the bases loaded, and it'll be up to the new man to try and see if they can work out of this jam. Only 1 out so far here in the 5th inning. Let's go ahead and take another break for the pitching change. Another 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for a great lunch and great value with endless options for everyone? Then hurry over to Mountain Mike's Pizza for our all-you-can-eat lunch buffet. For one low price, you can choose from a variety of signature and specialty hot and delicious pizzas. Then build your own salad your way with a wide selection of fresh vegetables, toppings, and dressings with as little or as much as you want. Mountain Mike's Weekday Lunch Buffet. It's lunch and salad bar the way it ought to be.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Fisher's Hearth and Home, Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair, Roseburg Disposal, Southern Septic, Evergreen Family Medicine. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Catcher, number 24, Hal Robbins.
Today's Doc Stewart's baseball action here on the Score, brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Well, Cal Robbins will bat for a second time here in the inning. He'll face a new man on the mound, takes low for ball one. Take a look at all of the changes there, but trying to figure out all the outfielders. Trying get it squared away. A strike in. Right-hander on the mound. Breaking ball misses. 2 balls and a strike. Cal Robbins is 2 for 2 in the game with a walk and 2 singles. Takes outside. Has himself a 3-1 count. His ball back to the pitcher, got by. Pitching for Grants Pass is Tyler Snodgrass. 3-1 pitch. That hits Robbins. He will pick up an RBI, his second of the ball game, and he is on base for a 4th time in this one. So Snodgrass will hit a batter. Second hit batter in the game for the Doc Stewarts. It's now 13-0. Dane St. Clair will come in to score. His first pitch swinging for Ty Haynes. Flies one deep to center field. Haynes will be the second out. He was the first out as well, but he does pick up an RBI as he sack flies to center. So Haynes will pick up his first RBI. He is the first and the second out. Makes it 14-0. Doc's in front. 2 down. Runners on the corners. First pitch to Logan Anderson. Breaking ball high and away. At third base is Drew Camp. At first base, Cal Robbins, after getting hit by the pitch with the bases loaded. Coming in to score on that sac fly was Dan Withers. Ball hit right side, will drop in front of the right fielder. Zauer will send it back in, but another run scores for the Docs. It's 15-0. Drew Camp comes in to score. Cal Robbins to second, and Logan Anderson will have another RBI and another base hit. So that closes the book on Jordan Nodine. Pitch outside, goes by. Doc's runners will all advance. So a wild pitch puts Cal Robbins at third and puts Logan Anderson at second. Cole Collins at the plate here. Again, he will be our interview coming up before Game 2 of our doubleheader, so stay tuned to hear from Cole Collins as we continue our Doc Stewart's player interviews. Cole hits one hard, left side, gets through at shortstop. 1 run in, a second run will not come in. They hold Logan Anderson at third. 16-0. Cole Collins will have his first hit in the game, picks up an RBI. And the Docs have runners on the corners as the hit parade and the run parade continues. 2 down. Up to bat, top of the order. Third time in 3 straight innings for Paxton Burke. He has walked in his last 2 at-bats. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. Tyler Snodgrass on the mound. In there in relief, 1-1 count with 2 down. Runners on the corners for the Doc Stewarts. 14th batter to the plate here in the 5th inning. Pitch outside, 2-1. We'll see if they send Jake Johnson out to try and complete it here. He's been in the dugout waiting to get back out on the field for quite some time. Doc Stewart's in front big in this one. Swing and a miss by Burke. 2-2 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs in. Just wanted to double check. 9 runs in here in the 5th inning. It is 16-0. 2-2 pitch, fouled off by Burke. He stays alive. It's been a nice showing by the rising senior for Roseburg High School. Burke playing at the single-A level to start out the year, getting called up with Evan Martin out on the injured reserve. As a ball hit right side, will drop in. Another base hit for the Docs, and another run will score. 17-0. Still 2 down. Burke on at first. He's on base for a 4th time in the game. He picks up his 2nd RBI. He drives home Logan Anderson to make it 17-0. If you wish your drive home was taking you to a house with a bigger yard, more rooms, a walk-in closet, we'll check out Neal Company Real Estate at nealco.com. Their agents can help you score the home of your dreams. Wild pitch starts off the at-bat for Brooks Avery, and runners move up to 2nd and 3rd. So Burke is at 2nd, Collins at 3rd. Avery is 0 for 1 in this game. He has a sac bunt, been hit by a pitch, and walked. The hit by pitch and walk came with the bases loaded, so he's got 2 RBI. He'll pop one up. Left side, up into the sun, playable for the 3rd baseman. Bloodworth will make the catch, and that'll finish the inning. But the Doc Stewarts, whoo-wee, they did not mess around there in the 5th. Doc Stewarts scored 10 runs here in the 5th inning, and they lead it 17-0, 3 outs away from finishing this one off. I'd say early, but it has been anything but a quick game here in the opener. 17-0, Docs in front. Go to the bottom of the 5th here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
This broadcast of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball is brought to you locally by Barnes Heating and Cooling, Cascade Community Credit Union, DC Farmers Co-op, Dr. Alanson Randall, Travel Leaders Flyaway Travel. Tune in throughout the summer for Dr. Stewart's American Legion Baseball on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Doc Stewart's lead it 17-0 after 10 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, and 2 men left on base in the top half of this 5th. It is Jake Johnson out there to try and finish this one off. He needs just 3 outs for the 5-inning complete game shutout. He misses low for ball 1. It's been a lengthy layoff for Jake. After what was a long top half of the 5th inning, we saw 3 different pitchers used in the 5th inning alone by Grants Pass. 4 pitchers total in the ball game. 1-0 from Jake. Misses a little high, 2-0 count. Today's game sponsored by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. And by our friends at Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 3-0 count. Jake missing as he faces off against Elijah Zauer, I do believe. Let's just double check here. That is Zauer up to bat. He is 0 for 1 in the game. He's got a 3-0 count. Out of the windup for Jake. His 3-0 pitch misses for ball 4. He just needs 3 outs. He's got a very big lead, and I think the dugout thinking the same thing I was thinking. We lead by 17. We need 3 outs. Don't wear down the arm with extra pitches. Just throw strikes. So Zauer gets on with a leadoff walk, and A.J. Doolittle sprints out there to the mound, the pitching coach for the Doc Stewarts, to have the conversation with Johnson and with Cal Robbins. Live video coverage of today's ball game seems to be stabilizing, which is always good news. It's brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe.
Entering the game for the Nuggets, number 6.
Don't know. We'll definitely. It's going to take quite the comeback here. Grants Pass would need 7 runs. Actually, they would need 8 runs to keep this game going here in the bottom of the 5th. So if things don't go that way, as a pitch outside from Jake, 1-0 count against Ty Ireland. That's not Ireland. Ireland came in as a pitcher and then came out of the game, so got a new hitter here. Unless it's a big comeback by Grants Pass, it doesn't look like we'll get to the 7th inning. As a strike across, 1-1 count. Up to bat here is A.J. Elzy. His 1-1 delivery from Johnson. Breaking ball hits the outside corner for strike 2. So if we don't get to the 7th inning, it means we don't get to tell you about the Southern Septic Service 7th inning. Nobody sticks their nose in Southern Septic Service's business. Get a free no-obligation estimate today for all of your septic, grease trap, and portable toilet needs. Visit SouthernSepticServiceInc.com. 2-2 count as a pitch just misses the black on the outside edge. Jake Johnson, 2-2 delivery with a man at first. Ball fouled off, stays a 2-2 count. Again, this game might end early when it comes to innings, but it is not ending early on the time limit. Well, there is no time limit in these league games, but on the clock as the ball lifted right side, foul territory. Withers chasing, and the first baseman makes the grab in foul territory over by the Grants Pass dugout and bullpen. And Withers, with that catch over the shoulder, records the first out for the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order, Cole Carnes will bat. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. Game 2 of our doubleheader was tentatively scheduled for about 7 o'clock, and so obviously we'll be getting to a later start to that game as a pitch in for a strike to the lefty. In the post-game show, we will recap all of the action for you, and we will get you ready for our second game of the day. The 0-1 pitch, grounded to Withers at first. He'll just make the smart and easy play. Heads to the bag at first and steps on the pillow to retire Cole Carnes. There's 2 down. Up to second base went, I believe, a courtesy runner or a pinch runner for Elijah Zauer. I've not caught his number out there. Two down, and it is Luke Morgan, I believe, batting here. He stayed in the game defensively after exiting the mound. It is Morgan up to bat. He takes a breaking ball outside. Morgan in the game, 1 for 2, had a single in the first inning. Takes a breaking ball for a strike as Jake goes to that 3/4 arm slot and really gets the ball moving. 1-1 count with 2 down, a man at second base, a healthy 17-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts here in Game 1 of a doubleheader. 1-1 pitch just misses. If our good friend Knight Uretsky is tuning in, he's probably asking himself, where was all this offense over the weekend while he was down in Medford? I think the Docs are wondering that as well. Pitch inside, the runner out at second base, a big secondary lead. Will head back to the bag. 3-1 count against Morgan. Docs in that tournament down in Medford. A couple of 1-run losses, 3 games with only 1 run scored. They struggled offensively a bit, but the bats have come alive here today. A 3-1 pitch misses for ball 4. Jake will put another runner on here in the 5th inning. He has walked 2 with a 17-run advantage. He needs just 1 more out. He'll face the 3-hitter Keller Bloodworth, who's 0 for 2, struck out looking his last time, and has also grounded into a double play. Johnson just needs one more to finish it off here as the Docs lead big. Bottom of the fifth. Again, the curveball will hit for strike one against Bloodworth. The wind continues to be whipping around here right now. The American flag again pointing out to center field. Line drive that direction will get in, and the shutout might be broken here. A run will score on a 2-out single by Bloodworth. So an RBI 2-out single here in the bottom of the fifth will score the runner from second. First to third for Luke Morgan. And Grants Pass will have runners at first and third. They trail by 16.
Number 7, Jack Matthew.
Brings up Jack Matthew. 0 for 1 in the game for Matthew. A walk his last time up. Jake has walked 4. He struck out 2. He's now allowed 4 hits in the ball game. His first pitch is outside, knocked down by Robbins. The Docs were hoping to start out on the right foot here in Grants Pass today. I'd say they've done that. They lead 17-1, bottom of the fifth. Jake's 1-0 pitch. Called a strike. Docs trying to get the momentum on their side as they gear up for the stretch run of league play, and trying to take the series against Grants Pass would be big. Ball in on the hands, flared in the air. It's going to barely make it to the outfield grass where Brooks Avery calls everyone off to make the catch and end the ball game. Final out made in the shallow outfield grass, and that will finish off game one of our doubleheader. 1 run comes in on 1 hit. There were no Docs errors and 2 runners left on base for the Nuggets. Ball game 1 in the books. 17-1 the final score. Docs get the victory. And now we gear up for game 2 of today's Twin Bill. We'll go ahead and take a 2.5-minute break. And when we come back, it's time for the post-game show. We'll recap this one for you and get you ready for game 2 coming up in about 20 to 30 minutes here in Grants Pass. I'm Joey Kieran. Big win for the Docs in game 1, 17-1, the final score. We'll tell you more about it when we come back on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dock Stewarts. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Game one of our twin bill in the books. Doc Stewart's with a 17-1 victory on top of the Grants Pass Nuggets. With the win, the Doc Stewarts improved to 9-12-1 on the season. They are now 3-2 in league play. And the Doc Stewarts will move above 500 once again in Area 4 play. As for Grants Pass, they are now 4-15 on the year. They are 1-6 in Area 4. Grants Pass was looking to back up, stack a couple of wins there. They had won their last game, but they dropped this one, so they've lost one in a row. Docs overcoming a loss in their last game. Now they've won one in a row. Doc Stewarts will be still tied with Eugene with 2 losses in the Area 4 league standings. Docs at 3-2, and Grants Pass at 1-6 stays there near the bottom of the league standings. Also going on today in the league play, you've got Redmond and Medford were squaring off. We'll check in on some of their scores coming up here in between games and in game 2. But this one was all Docs, and it was all Docs big as the Doc Stewarts get the win. This will be our post-game show, which will be brought to you by Southern Septic Service since we didn't get a 7th inning. Nobody sticks their nose in Southern Septic Service's business. Get a free no-obligation estimate today for all your septic, grease trap, and portable toilet needs. Visit SouthernSepticServiceInc.com. Doc Stewarts will get the win, 17-1. 17 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Docs. 1 run, 4 hits, 3 errors for Grants Pass. Jake Johnson gets the win. He pitches all 5 innings in this one. Jake allows the 4 hits, 1 run. He walked 4 and finished with 2 strikeouts, as he will pick up the victory for the Stewies. Taking the loss is going to be Luke Morgan. He went 4 innings, gave up 7 runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. He gave up 5 runs in the 4th inning. That put the Docs up 7-0. Docs took a 2-0 lead in the 1st inning. It stayed 2-0 until that 4th inning when they put up with 5 runs on 2 hits and 1 error. A couple of walks that frame in there. And then things just exploded when the Grants Pass got to the bullpen. Docs sent 15 hitters to the plate in the 5th inning, scored 10 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, a number of walks in there. 5 walks total in the 5th inning, and the Doc Stewarts would pull ahead big and come away with the victory. Ty Ireland, Jordan Nodine, and Tyler Snodgrass all pitching in that 5th inning. Snodgrass pitched 2/3 of an inning in the 5th. He was the longest used, he recorded the most outs in that 5th inning, but that's not saying much for the Nuggets. Jake Johnson getting the win. He got backed up nicely by the offense. Taking a look at the offense for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, Paxton Burke, 2 for 3 on the day with 3 runs scored, 2 RBI. He had 2 walks in there. Brooks Avery was 0 for 2, but he scored twice and had 2 RBI. Had a sac bunt, a hit by pitch with the bases loaded, and a walk with the bases loaded to help get him a couple of RBI. Dane St. Clair was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 4 RBI for him. He drove in 2 with a ground rule double. Dan Withers was 1 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBI. Drew Camp was 0 for 2 in the game, walked twice, did score a run. He was the only player not to have an RBI in this one. Cal Robbins was 2 for 2, continues his hot hitting. He scored 3 times, had 2 RBI. He also walked and was hit by a pitch in the game. Ty Haynes was 0 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. He had a sac fly in the 5th inning. Also had a walk, reached on an error and scored. Logan Anderson 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored, 2 RBI. And Cole Collins was 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI in this one as well. On the other side, 4 hits in the game for Grants Pass. Luke Morgan had a single. He was 1 for 2. Keller Bloodworth was 1 for 3 in the game with an RBI single in the 5th inning. Wiley Mendez was 2 for 2 in the game with a pair of singles, and that's all the offense for the Nuggets. Doc Stewarts get the needed win to start out the day. Now they look to try and pull off the sweep on the road and see if they can head home with a series victory against Grants Pass and a nice start to the stretch run of league play in Area 4. Again, the final 17-1. That is game 1 of today's double header. And we've got game 2 coming up. We will get lineups and all of that squared away for you. We're going to go ahead and end the broadcast of game 1 for those that are watching online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. The live video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll go ahead and start a second broadcast here momentarily. And to start off the second broadcast, we get a chance to catch up with Cole Collins from Oakland High School. Was at Eastern Oregon University this last year. We'll find out more about Cole Collins when we come back. We'll take a 2-minute timeout here, and we will get game 2 of our broadcast started. For those that are watching online, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, just go back to the main page. You'll find the new broadcast starting there. If you're on 541radio.com, just close out of the full screen or whatever you're doing, and then the second broadcast is embedded on the page there. You should find that here coming up momentarily. So we'll have that get started here in just a couple of minutes, and then we will get you started with an interview with Cole Collins when we come back. Docs take game 1, looking to sweep the Nuggets on the road here on